Another episode in my sort of retro to modern series. I'm absolutely loving some of the Porsches that are coming up on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. You guys do a fantastic job out there. Saw this one over the weekend and was blown away by it. But the truth is, how many of us are ever going to be able to own a 911 that looks like this? So you can see that this particular one has been really redone. It's been leathered up. It's had that full modern upgrade on it while keeping the classic engine interior mechanics of the vehicle in place. And I thought to myself, well, come on, can I build a 992 911 that gives us 90% of this? Yes, it will never be retro, but perhaps it could have the same appeal. And so, challenge accepted. Let's jump onto the configurator and see if we can knock up one of these red and white Targas, but in 2026. Right, here we are in the configurator. As you can see, to my left is a 992 911 Targa 4S. I'm going to quickly change that to a white background as we always do. And I'm going to pop the image that we're trying to match of that retro 911 red and white up in the top corner for you. Now, we've got a couple of challenges. You can't spec a white mag wheel on your 911. Now, we've got two choices here, ladies and gentlemen. Two choices. If you look at that image at the top, it's a white mag wheel with the 5-spoke. This particular wheel is the one that I think is probably going to get us closest to that white, not because it has solid spokes, but rather because it's the most silver. So it's the closest to white that we're going to get. So body color, I have chosen the Guards red, although right at the end, I'm going to show you why I think we should move to Carmen red, but we'll get to that in a moment. I think the most challenging part on this vehicle is going to be the interior. So I'm actually going to skip right down to the interior sections and we'll come back to everything else later. All right, we're going to hit here the interior packages. And of course, Porsche offers you that old 930 style leather. We're going to have to tick it. Let's get the 18-way memory sport seats because we're going to be able to get the best and closest design to that image. We're going to select that and we are going to select the red leather interior. There it is. All right, now we got to get the white on it. So we're going to come all the way down here to a color choice leather, and we are going to select for ourselves some seat accents. We're going to select this, and we're going to get ourselves the crown. And there we go. Take a look at the image. You'll see red centers with the white shoulders around. You will see the dashboard is also red in that image there with chrome and black. And that's what we're going to be doing next. There's better choices, but on this particular occasion, we're going to get ourselves the aluminum with the silver shade to pull through that chromed effect that we're trying to get to match that dashboard up there. We're not going to touch any of the vents on this particular occasion because that's bringing the black through onto that. And if you look at the carpets carefully down here, you'll see that red with white writing, but look carefully at that image that we looked at the top there. That's actually red with white edging on it. So guess what? Porsche allows you to do this stuff. Yeah, I'll bet you didn't know that. That's why I'm here. That's the service that I offer you. All right, so we've got to get the red carpets in. That's perfect. Let's get the edging in. We want to match up on the crayon that we've just put in. So we're going to put that in as well. And I'm going to select our crayon again with the stitching. And I'm going to move across and I'm going to put the inserts in black. So just to lift that Porsche out of it and to match the rest of the black on the interior. Have a look at that. Now the configurator is not going to pull through this custom matte. It's going to stick with the standard one you get from the factory. And they will actually supply you with the standard one from the factory. So you may, I mean, look, it costs flipping 14,000 Rand, but you're not going to have two sets of carpets for your car. You will have the original set that's going to look like that, not too bad, but you will also have your custom ones that you can put in, and you've now got that white edging to match the 930 that we're trying to build right up in the top left-hand corner. Now, on the exterior, you can see we've got an issue. That's obviously matte black because it's an old Porsche. So we need to keep the matte black on the sides just like they have on that image. They've got a red front, and unfortunately, our Porsche configurator doesn't allow you to put the vehicle color along the front lip, but we can get a little closer. We can tick over here for just a measly 69,000 Rand. We can tick this button over here and we can pull more of the red through and get a more classic design, a closer to the 930 design on that front lip there. Okay, now the mirrors. You'll see there they've got the mirror with a black into red. So that's what we're going to try and do. And we're going to select these ones over here, which will give us the black into red over there, matching up nicely with what they've got down there. They've got the silver rollover bar because that's the way they came in the classic version. We'll leave it on. It's pulling nicely through to the wheels and the tailpipes. But what we've got that they don't have is, and this being this very, very rare occasion, I'm going to select that we get the same body color pulling through on that vent there just to bring the red through. We'll do that. It's looking great. Letters and decals, let's get this right now as well. What we want to do is pull that whitey silver writing through down the side of the vehicle. And here we go. Lights, well, let's go to the lights. You can see in the image above that we have got that single central bulb light naturally on the 930. So we're not going to pull in any of the fancy new 2026 lights. We're going to leave the center bulb one in there. And on the tail lights, I actually think you can't tell on the image what they've got at the back, but I don't like the red on red here. I think it's clashing. I think the silver needs the white highlight. Look at that to make it pop. You've got the silver at the bottom, the white/silver light with the silver writing, the rollover bar, the headlights, and the wheels pulling through as that silver element for us. So now we're going to clean up what's left interior. You'll see over here, plastic door handles. Oh, how it kills me. Plastic door handles and plastic door wells. If you look at the image above, everything's been leathered in that retro mod 930 above there. We're going to stick in here the dashboard leather trims and the door handle leather trims. We'll put the sub-second clock in as a more classic design up here. So instead of it being plastic and plastic and plastic, we now have leather with white stitching, leather and leather with white and leather with white stitching. With seat belts, you'll see in the image above, I'm pretty sure it's black seat belts, so we're not going to change that color out for us. Seat consoles in leather, I'm going for that. If you look at that image over there, you can see they have leathered the base of the chairs as well as the door trims. So we're going to put these in with the crayon in there. Steering wheel, we want to get our heated GT steering wheel with the blacks. You can see on the image above, it's a red steering wheel with the black T in the middle. That's about as close as we're going to get on that one over there. We're not going to touch the vents on this time, but I want to put the model logo on. We've done so much work on this car. Let's put the model logo on the armrest there for all to see. Leather sun visors, absolutely. That's going to pull through the red into the roof lining for us. If you look closely at the image, they got the aluminium pedals. Where do you think Porsche gets these aluminium pedals from? From the originals. So we're going to put the aluminium pedals in to match up on that design as well. Let's leather up the fuse boxes. We want everything in there, and we want the dorsal guards and chrome because we're going to match. Take a look at that image there. The dorsals are all chrome, and then we want to make sure we get the decorative stitching in just as they've done. They've leathered the dorsal guards as well. Of course, the old 930s all came with the storage net on the side. That's where this comes from, so we're going to tick it in there. And it's very likely that old Porsche had a fire extinguisher underneath the passenger seat because those cars used to catch fire more than the modern ones do. That red there is not allowing this wheel to pop white like the one in the 930 above. And so I'm going to forgive myself and make these black. I think that makes this vehicle so much better. The only other question that I am left with in this is, what do we do with the speakers? Now, these speaker covers are in fact red. They match the color here, so that there is no distinction. If you look carefully in that image, you'll see they've got black speakers with chromed surrounds in them. Oh, can we do that? Well, we can't. We can either leave them, and this can be your choice. We can either leave them red, which is not black like those, or we can be nuts, spend the 85,000 Rand and get silver speakers in. Now, there's a lot of chrome in this vehicle. You'll see that silver speaker is going to complement that chrome. I've seen it in the real 911s, and it really complements the interior of the 911. Let's go to full screen and take a look at our final model. So you can see the original image still up in the top left-hand corner. Have a look here, and you will see that from the exterior, the interior doesn't quite match. The red you get for the interior doesn't quite match the exterior. Now, this is the correct red to match that image, but let's take a little bit of artistic license here. And let's change it to Carmen red. I'm going to change it back into Carmen red, and look at that. You now have a matching interior to the exterior, and I think that this is actually where we want to go with this vehicle. It is now a very complementary interior to the exterior. I think we've got about as close as we're going to get to it with a modern 992. All right, I've changed my mind. We are, in fact, going to make it chrome. It's going to match the other chrome accents in this vehicle. Look at how awesome that is. I think this is a very exciting vehicle. And generally, as you know, I hate red. On this occasion, I think we nailed it. If you need help in speccing your perfect 911, that's where I come in. Go to my website, www.myperfectcar.co.za, and book an appointment with me now. we can make something spectacular for you.